My name is Stephanie. I work with Connected Development as a programs assistant, and I've been working on the digital media and communications for civic inclusions project, which is basically a project that is aiming to combat the drivers of civic space. So with this event today, it's basically a knowledge sharing workshop for journalists, and it's just an opportunity for them to learn from each other, to basically pick their brains. I actually look forward to this conversation.
You know, we don't live in isolation. You understand? Anybody can be sought out on Twitter, on Instagram, or wherever. I mean, we've seen that happen. Even if you're in Kano, you talk trash about me, I'll go find you, I'll brush you, you know. They would definitely set that up. To what extent, I don't know, but I know that the media would have plunged Nigeria into trouble if there was no regulation, and I think that should happen on social media too.
Let's start. We can come up, if the government is really, really interested in regulating the social media, they would do something about it. Let's start. So let's don't give up completely. We know that the country is already in a mess in different angles. Yeah, but we will still keep working. In fact, that's why we're still living.
So what they do is they'll just Google, let's say, code, blah, 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 on GDZ. They'll Google it. Bam! They've seen leadership, they've seen guidance, they've seen what, they'll just carry, and join, before you know, they send their own report. And sometimes they'll pick your story like this, word for word, remove your name, put their own, and then you see leadership, punch.
Have there been like any cases where these things are outrightly being picked up? And again, I have another question.
Okay.
So for example, in code, I'm using code as an example, the outsource always have an in-house photographer, and he takes pictures. Code has paid you for the work, but it is your intellectual property. So there is code / the person who took the picture. So why can't it be like that?
But I was at the event, I had written my story, but to give it credibility or to make it stronger, you just have to put a voice. Now you put a voice. Normally, my in-house style is different from NAN. I think NAN can take up to 1 minute, if not even more, when there used to be NAN radio. My in-house style is 25 seconds, for example. I just cut a part. If it's a controversial story, most of the time when it's a controversial story or a story you are not very sure if you were not there, that's most of the time when we give, when we give credit to NAN. If it's a human angle story, it has nothing to do with anybody, it is just a straight story, I do not give credit to NAN.
And I'm not saying that you are wrong, but I'm just saying I think that these things would work better if the society is the way we wish it could be.
That is now ideal.
And so now that it is not that ideal, what do we do? Do we keep pushing for these regulations where, what are the assurances that it will work?
You see daily trust gathered. You know, you just hide some of these things. I've seen my stories in several blogs. My name is not there. In fact, there's this blogger, House of Fulani. There was a time I had to accost him. I said, because I did a story that even I was at risk. And this guy just copied everything. So I'm like, I had to send him a chat. I said, sometimes reporters do this story, sometimes at the expense of their lives. All we need is this credit. Please just give us this credit.
We make it better. And so that way, you're not giving people that. A lot of people avoid the news because they feel like it's just bad news. It's always bad news. So why not make it in a way that even people can learn? For instance, you spoke about the whole HIV stuff, and someone else here mentioned that it brought her back. It brought some sort of memory back to her. A lot of the reports we do affect our readers. And so if you bring up ways by which we can do better as citizens, the journalism is not only about the government. We as individuals also, commit atrocities. And so if you bring out ways we can address these issues, you're playing your watchdog role as a journalist, but you're doing it constructively in such a way that we know that you're out for the betterment of society.
It goes back to the debate we were earlier having about regulation of social media. What exactly is the intent? What is the motive behind regulating social media or the media in general? Are you trying to say that, oh, okay, these laws are going to be more restrictive? Are you going to say you're going to make them more vague? Are you trying to say you're going to make us more free to report on the issues that are actually bordering on the society?
My name is Ibe Nkem Gloria. I work for Connected Development as a program officer. So at CODE, we work to empower marginalized community with the right information
you know, to hold the government accountable.
Okay, guys, I'm just here to say thank you on behalf of the management of Connected Development. We really appreciate